You don't just listen, you star a lot of shows that play the music of the 70s. This show makes it feel like it is the 70s. There are voices on the radio telling stories about the sound, who played what and where it happened, how it all came down. And there's nothing wrong with knowing every note and every name. Trivia is not where we're going, we're playing a different game. This is more than just the music, though the songs still lead the way. It's the world that wrapped around them. And back in those days, movies flickering in the background, lines we all could say, come off shows we never thought we'd keep, but somehow stayed. You don't just listen, you remember where you've been. A song becomes a doorway, and you walk right back again. To laughter, to the moments, to the people, to the space. You don't just hear the music, you feel that time and place. There are stories in between the songs you thought you knew, funny ones and quiet ones, and ones that still feel true. Little pieces of a lifetime that never really left, just waiting for the right song to bring them back again. Maybe while you're listening, you'll find yourself a smile, or laughing at a memory you haven't felt in a while. And maybe you'll start thinking of a story of your own, 'cause those years we shared together still feel like home. But you don't just listen, you remember how it felt when the world was just beginning and you were someone else. Not different, just younger, with a fire in your eyes. You don't just hear the music, you hear your own life. That's what this is about. Not just the songs, but the moments they carry. You don't just listen, you step back in time to a place that's still inside you, just waiting to rewind. And if we're doing this right, you won't just let it be. You'll laugh, you'll smile, and maybe share your memory. That's what this memory is. With Pepper, welcome.
We didn't advertise it, you had to know somebody. First job, Baskin Robbins, pink scoop in my hand. 2.5 ounce perfection, I was the conca man. Waffle, sugar, or a cup, didn't matter to me. I was Michelangelo carving in vanilla and Rocky Road cream. Weekend nights got quiet, closing time rolled slow. Just me and 31 flavors, wondering if folks would show. Then in walked Trouble smiling, cleaned up, cool and nice. One leaned in and whispered low, did you ever mix a daiquiri ice? 31 flavors after hours, something special in the air. It ain't on the menu, but if you know it's there. 31 flavors after hours. We don't ask, don't tell, just a little frozen magic from a teenage carousel. They slid across the counter, a bottle clear and strong. Suddenly I wasn't scooping, I was mixing something wrong. Day pie gallery ice in the blender, gave it a little spin, handed back a frozen miracle with just a hint of sin. 31 flavors after hours, now the word was getting out. A quiet little operation with a growing kind of cloud. 31 flavors after hours, a secret in plain sight, turning scoops into cocktails every Saturday night. Just knew folks kept smiling every time I poured and saw, and tips started appearing where tips had never been. That's when I began to understand why bars pull people in. 31 flavors after hours. Yeah, we bent the rules a bit, from banana splits to daiquiri dreams, all mixed up in it. 31 flavors after hours. Only in those days, only in that little shop, in a slightly crooked way. Only in the 70s, only in that store. Just a kid behind the counter, running a speakeasy with ice cream.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing the United States, Pepper the Graham. Wintertime in Washington, Olympics on TV. We watched every single sport like it was meant for me. Skiing, skating, hockey too, didn't matter what it was. If it had snow or ice involved, you knew I'd be, because but bobsleigh was my favorite. That rocket on the ice, flying down that frozen track, man, that looks so nice. Every time I watched those runs, I thought the same thing through. These guys are pretty good and all, but I could do that too. Mine, I was Pepper the Great, flying down that track. In my mind I had the goal, there was no turning back. Crowds were cheering loud, flags were waving high. For 2 full seconds I believed I was born to fly. Now fly, Mike. Now back in Massachusetts, I had a toboggan ride, but Washington had no snow, so I improvised. Spotted me a cardboard box sitting by the stairs, and suddenly that staircase was an Olympic affair. there at the bottom side. Sharp left turn. I was prepping the brake till I met that wall. Didn't even see it coming, didn't slow it all out. No gold medal finish, no victory parade, just a full speed introduction to a very bad upgrade. Didn't even get a scream out till after the collision. Then I made up for it quickly with impressive volume and precision. Dad just stood there looking like he'd seen this all before. Said, was it before or after? But brain damage we're in for. I was peppering the grave for a moment in time. Olympic dreams and cardboard schemes running through my mind. No gold, no silver, no bronze, no record left to claim, but I made one heck of an impact at the end of that run line. But I definitely made an impact. Everything might be a good idea. 1, 2. Down by the construction site where the dirt was piled high, kids were flying Stingray bikes like they own the sky. Banana seats and handlebars, reaching for the sun. Every jump got bigger, every kid said, "What's this one?" I said, "Hey, I can do that too." Famous last words, it's true. One bad jump and a lesson learned that confidence can burn. For a second I was 10 feet tall, king of the great unknown. Then gravity said, "Not today," and brought me crashing home. I had my 10 speed lined up straight, heart and ego strong, pedal like a man possessed. That ram came up real fast and wrong. Hit the edge, I caught some air, I thought I nailed the part. Then my front wheel found that trench and stopped me dead at start. I said, "Hey, I can do that too." Turns out I had no clue. One bad jump and a lesson learned that confidence can burn. For a second I was airborne like a legend in my head. Then my bike turned rodeo and tried to buck me dead. Dust myself, check my pride, make sure bones are still inside. Kids all staring, trying not to laugh. I just gave a little nod and passed. Yeah. I said, "Hey, I can do that too." Yeah, I really thought I could, but one hard slam in a dirt-filled trench said, "Maybe you shouldn't." For a second I was evil himself, crowds and glory in my track. Then reality stepped right in and sent me walking back. Turns out I wasn't Spartacus, just lucky to walk it back.
Stoves are loud and having people over, bridge and laughter in the air, clinking glasses, cards on tables, stories floating everywhere. That house was like a social club. Every weekend after dark, and one night I was handed a very special part. Not coats, not chairs, not dinner plates. No, they had a better plan. They said, "Tonight you're tending bar." I said, "Yes, ma'am, yes I can." Now this wasn't soda pouring, this was top shelf understood. I'd been trained in family fashion, and I was dangerously good. I I was the kid behind the bar cart, shaking up the night, mixing grown-up conversation with a twist of lime just right. From martinis to Manhattans, I was smooth and on my game, just a 13-year-old bartender with a very grown-up aim. Gin or vodka, dry or dirty, I could make it either way. Olives, onions, lemon garnish, I was earning my cabaret life. They take a sip and close their eyes, like a Frank Sinatra refrain, and I'd nod like yes of course, then go shake another again. I knew who liked a little extra, who preferred it strong and cold, who was bidding just a little higher after what I just poured up my rolling cart and Tuscan jeans, working like a seasoned pro, sending players back to bridge with a smoother kind of flow. I was the kid behind the bar cart, running quite the show, serving up sophistication at 13 years old. Every glass came back to me with a smile and a wink, and I kept the party rolling, one perfect crafted drink. Now today that kind of story might raise a brow or two, call a number, file a report, say this cannot be true. But back then it was just learning, part of growing up somehow, right alongside running errands. We might question a bit now why I was the kid behind the bar cart, part of something real, in a room full of grown-up moments. I could finally feel like I mattered in the laughter, like I had a role to play. Just a kid in the 70s, mixing life along the way. Not bad for 13. Just don't ask for my ID in the time.
Now let me tell you about a man. Good man, hard-working man, terrified of snakes. My brother-in-law, solid gold, salt of the earth, heart and soul. Worked all day, did things right, but snakes, he'd vanish out of sight. Didn't matter big or small, didn't matter none at all. Garden hose looking suspicious, he was gone. Superstitious. I was 13, full of plans, with mischief running through my hands. Found a snake just right for me, harmless but visually long enough to make a scene, wiggly like a prankster's dream. Pepper logic, crystal clear, this is gonna work right here. Then it pulled up, orange Camaro, shiny like it had its own soundtrack. Snake in the Camaro, sitting in the seat, waiting on a moment for the chaos to complete. Snake in the Camaro, didn't have to wait. One small introduction and a launch into outer space. Yeah, he stepped out smooth, cool cool and clean. Headed in to grab my sister seen. Left that car just sitting there like it didn't need repair. So I placed that snake inside. Gentle touch, a little pride. Not a toss, not a throw, just a welcome home, hello. He came back out, ready to roll. Confidence in full control. Open door, slid right in. That's when everything went thin. Snake in the Camaro, and the sound he made. Somewhere between a yodel scream and a siren on parade. Snake in the Camaro, physics took a break. Man achieved liftoff for a non-rocket escape. Woo! Yeah. Snake just sitting calm and still like, hey, I live here now. Meanwhile, he's outside the car, reconsidering life somehow. My sister runs out, what's the deal? I'm bent over, laughing for real. He's doing that full body shake, like he's trying to outrun the snake. Oh, snake in the Camaro. Lesson learned that day. Fear will make a grown man fly in a most impressive way. Snake in the Camaro. Yeah, I saw it clear. Some men fear nothing in this world except what's wiggling near. Oh, I learned two things that day. One, he's faster than physics allows. And two, pepper should never be left unsupervised.
High school lunch in the 70s, you didn't need it. You survived it, cafeteria line, tray in hand, rolling the dice again. 40-cent burrito, looking back like it might not be your friend. Mr. Meat on a plastic plate, no one asking why. We all just nodded, grabbed a fork and hoped we'd still be alive. But I found a secret weapon, something I could trust. Didn't matter what it was, I'd cover it up in a rush. Burrito, Thousand Island, mystery meat, same deal. If it landed on my tray, that dressing got the seal. Like Thousand Island survival, pour it on and don't ask why. If it tastes a little funny, just don't look it in the eye. Thousand Island survival, it don't fix it, but it tries. Makes you feel a little better while you question your life right. Some days we stayed, some days we ran, made our great escape. To the choir room like outlaws with contraband on a tray. Acting like we were refined, like we had some class, while eating food that didn't chew, but somehow always passed. Wasn't healthy, wasn't right, wasn't something you defend, but it filled you up enough to make it through. Till then, didn't need a fancy meal, didn't need cuisine, just something cheap and barely warm to get you through your teens. Thousand Island survival, put it on and say a prayer, Mike. If it came from that cafeteria, you didn't wanna care. Thousand Island survival, every tray, every bite, it was less about the flavor, more about the fight. Funny how we made it through on things we can't explain. A little dressing, a little luck, and a questionable grain. Thousand Island survival, yeah, we made it out alive. Not because the food was good, just because we tried. Thousand Island survival, raise a bottle to those days
when lunch was less about the meal and more about the ways. Yeah, it wasn't nutrition, it was survival life.
There was a place called Pizza Haven, and they understood me. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't a chain, just a little place off the road. Not quite this, not quite that, but man, it carried a load. Walked in one night, saw something new, didn't know what I'd begun. One look at that taco pizza, and the world came undone. First bite hit like a lightning bolt, flavors I'd never known. Every other pizza after that just felt like it was alone. Missing heart, missing soul, missing something I could feel. Pizza Haven had the answer, and they knew it was real. Taco pizza, you were my North Star, guiding me no matter where we are. Good day, bad day, didn't matter how. Taco pizza, I'm coming right now. Taco pizza, you lived in my mind. Best thing that I could ever find. If I could go back, I know just where. Pizza Haven, take me there. Date night plans didn't matter, we make a little detour run. Friends and spoons, celebrations, that pizza was always the one. Bad day, fix a good day, celebrate breathing. Well, you know, every road somehow just led me where I already wanted to go. Dreamed about it, counted days till I could get back in that place. Taco pizza, you were my North Star, shining bright no matter where we are. Every bite felt like a brand new song, like somehow I just belong. Taco pizza can't recreate that magic sitting on that plate. Time moves on, but I swear it's true. Nothing tastes like pizzas now. They're fine, I guess. Some are good, I'll give them that. But none of them ever hit that way. Not even close, not even that. Taco pizza, if I could choose any place in time I'd use. Wouldn't chase some grand old scene, I'd go right back to 17. Taco pizza, one more bite, everything would feel just right. Close my eyes and I'd be there. Pizza Haven in the air. One bite and I'd be home again. But if it's date night, bring some mints.
Some folks like dessert, and then there's this guy, man. Now I've seen folks enjoy a slice after dinner nice and slow. Maybe even go for two if they really love it so. But this man had a different gear when it came to pecan pie. This wasn't just appreciation, this was a love you can't deny. So one year around the holidays, I thought I'd do things right. Showed up at his front door with a pie that weighed just right. The look on his face said everything, pure joy, no disguise. Like I'd just delivered heaven in a pan before his eyes. If loving pie is wrong, he didn't wanna be right. Fork in hand, full commitment on a pecan pie night. No hesitation, no regrets, no slowing down in sight. If loving pie is wrong,
start, then another, then a third. Offered me a piece, I said no, that's yours, every word. We sat and talked, I sipped my coffee, watched history unfold. That pie was disappearing fast, like a story to be told. By slice number 4, something changed, you could see it in his eyes. He looked down at that remaining pie like he just revised his plan line. Set the knife aside real slow, said we're done with that routine. Grabbed a fork and went straight in like a pie-eating machine. If loving pie is wrong, he didn't want to be right. Didn't need no plate or slicing, just a fork and appetite. Oh, no surrender, no retreat, just one determined bite. If loving pie is wrong, he didn't want to be right. Less than an hour later, the pie was gone without a trace. I said my goodbyes and headed out, left him smiling in that place. Later on, the phone rang, my sister on the line. First words out her mouth were, was that pie yours by design? Said he'd spent the evening with a second helping fate. Let's just say that pie and him had a reunion on a plate. If loving pie is wrong, he didn't want to be right. Took it all the way to the finish on that faithful night. Yeah, it came back to remind him of his appetite tonight. If loving pie is wrong, he didn't want to be right now. I'm still not sure my sister forgave me, but I'll tell you this, that man loved his pie. Nah.
Yeah, yeah.
Say minor. We knew it before we got out of the car. Pulled in quiet, something off, didn't feel like home. Kitchen window shattered wide, door just standing open. No sound, no movement, the kind of silence you don't trust, the kind that makes you wonder what's waiting there for us. Mom stayed back, I stepped ahead, heart was beating loud, trying hard to act real brave while fear was settling in a cloud. And then I made a bold decision, one I probably changed today. I grabbed an axe. Don't grab the axe and run inside. Don't grab the axe and run inside. Screaming like you lost your mind. It's probably a better way to handle things like that. That might don't clear the house like a movie scene. You ain't who you think you mean. Sometimes the smartest move is just don't know. Room by room I stormed that place like I had a plan. Checking corners, clearing doors like some one-man SWAT command. Mom stayed outside the whole time, probably thinking me. Where did I go wrong? She thought this was not how it should be. Police showed up, took one look, then turned to me and said, "Son, we appreciate the effort," but their faces said instead, "There's a safer way to do that than what you just displayed." I nodded like I understood while replaying my parade. Don't grab the axe and run inside, screaming like you lost your mind. It's probably a better way to handle things like that. Don't play a hero in your own movie. That ain't how it's supposed to be. Sometimes the best move is let someone else react. Nothing even taken, just a window and a scare. But I think my mom was shaken by the way I handled it. Don't grab the axe and charge the scene like you're in some movie screen. Real life's a little different than the way it plays back. Yeah, I learned my lesson that day in a slightly louder way. If something feels that wrong, maybe don't grab the axe. It'll call. It'll call. Yeah. Yeah. How was fine. My decision making still under review. Yeah. I joined the elite golf team now. Got that leather, stitch and dry wool and leather on my side. Walked in like I own the place with a grin across my face. Always lights, I hit my stride. Shoulders back, no place to hide. Thought I made the varsity throne till the whispers started flowing mine. Never.
Wait a second. Hold on here.
Would he let her in this year?
Football, basketball, track,
Golf.
Then the laughter hit me back, my butt, air quotes hanging in the air, like I didn't belong there. But I took a second, looked around, and I planted both feet on the ground.
Same jacket, same hall,
Same name on the wall. Letter is a letter, don't matter where you play, field or fairway, I earned it anyway. Like same wolf, same leather, same right to be here. You can laugh if you want, I'll be strutting all year. Letter is a letter and I wear it proud. Walking through the hallway like I own this crowd. Confidence, don't ask, it just shows up and says I belong right here. And then it struts instead at mine. So I leaned into the moment hard, played a role like a superstar. Head high like I couldn't fall, red-headed Spartacus in the hall. Didn't matter what they said, didn't matter what they read. They could joke and they could grin, but I was walking like I'd already won. Funny thing how it all works out when you leave a little doubt, turn it into something strong, then you're right where you belong. Didn't need the validation, didn't need no explanation. All it took was just one thing, confidence in everything. A letter is a letter, don't matter how it's won. Fairway in the morning or Friday night under sun. Same jacket, same swagger, same story to tell. I didn't just wear it, I wore it real well. A letter is a letter and I made it mine. Didn't need permission,
Now my mother loved practical jokes. Turns out, sometimes they come back around. We hosted a troop from Mexico, Lorenzo and his kin. Mom kept life exciting there, with pranks built right in. Those poor guys would shake their heads, wonder where they'd been sent. Little did we know someday we'd return the compliments. They invited us to Mexico, a trip I won't forget. My Spanish was non-existent, not a word I'd guess. But Lorenzo said, stick with me, I'll show you around tonight. After dinner took a walk, seemed harmless at the time, right? Midnight picnic sounded fine, didn't ask where or why. Followed right along the line, under that Mexico sky. Midnight picnic lesson learned, sometimes you should say before we go just one small thing. Where exactly are we headed today? Met a couple friends of his with bags of food and drink. Said they knew a perfect spot, didn't give me time to think. Next thing I remember clear, standing at a gate, National Cemetery, and it's getting kinda late. Then we're crawling under fences like this is normal stuff. I'm thinking this is how it ends. International jail is rough. They're laughing like it's nothing, like they've done this all before. Led us to a giant monument in the middle of it all. Midnight picnic, there we sat, laughing in the dark, eating like it's all just fine, trespassing in a park. Midnight picnic, bold and bright, didn't seem so wrong till we heard those tires coming, and the night got real long. Headlights sweep across the stone, engine slow, and I knew this was bad. Old Volkswagen rolled on up, 4 federales inside, automatic weapons gleaming, nowhere left to hide. Lorenzo leaned in close to me, said, don't talk, don't say a thing, pretend you're drunk, just play it off like I could fake anything. They're talking fast in Spanish, hands waving all around, friends slowly moving in between me and what I'd found. Then something sealed the moment, no acting, no disguise. I lost my getter right there and earned my alibi. Midnight picnic, what a night, one I won't forget. Fear and laughter all mixed up, best kind of trouble, yes. Midnight picnic, one last truth before you say okay. If it starts with trust me, ask a question anyway. Yeah. Relaxing late night snack. Next time, I'm asking where. We hosted too. Summer after high school, I thought I'd made the big leagues. Turns out, I joined a whole different kind of team differ. I got the call, said you wanna play. Cold team, I said I'm in. It didn't take long to realize
who I was running with. Law enforcement work crew strong. I felt 10 feet tall, like I'd been drafted overnight to a team that couldn't fall. We were winning game by game, didn't take much strain. Then one night we lit it up, put a hurting on the game. Other team didn't take it well, started coming apart. Voices rising, tempers flaring, you could feel it from the start. A shove, a word, a swing in the air. This wasn't just softball anymore. If you're gonna play the game, you better know who you got. Some folks carry gloves and bats, some carry a little more than that. I never felt so safe in my life, standing right where I stood. 'Cause when things got real, my team was more than just good. Punches thrown on the other side, bats came off the rack. Whole field felt like a breaking point, and there was no turning back. That's when I saw my teammates move, not rush, not loud, not fast, just drifting toward those gear bags like they'd done this in the past. They weren't reaching for extra gloves or anything for the game. Let's just say that situation was about to rearrange different. The other team took one good look at what they couldn't match, and just like that the storm blew out. Didn't even need a catch. If you're gonna play the game, you better know who you got. Some folks carry gloves and bats, some carry a little more than that. I never felt so safe in my life, didn't even have to move. 'Cause when things got real, I was standing with my crew. Funny how a game can turn in just a moment's time, from scoreboard wins to something else that crosses every line. If you're gonna play the game, let me give you one small tip. Pick a team that's got your back when things start to slip. Yeah, we came to play some softball, but we walked away with more. A lesson you don't forget when you've seen behind the door. If you're gonna play softball, play with people who carry more than bats. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the future. Sitting on the kitchen counter. Slap. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the future. Sitting on the kitchen counter. 1979, we crossed the line to the modern age. A beige box humming softly like it came from outer space. Nobody really knew it or how it did its thing, but we all stood there staring, waiting for that dial to ding. It was shiny, it was magic, it was slightly terrifying too, like a UFO that landed next to Mom's beef stew. Microwave magic, from the future to your plate. 30 seconds to disaster if you didn't wanna wait. Microwave magic, hear that little ding. Looks like just a sandwich, but it's hotter than anything. Neighbors coming over, we didn't show the house, didn't show the curtains, didn't even show
son. Now I learned the hard way, one unfortunate day. That sandwich had a mission and it was pain all the way. From that moment forward, I gave it some respect. That thing sat in the kitchen like a threat I couldn't neglect. Time went rolling by, we finally understood that futuristic magic was only kinda good. Popcorn, leftovers, veggies in a steam. That's about the limit of that space age dream. Microwave magic, yeah, we figured out the plan. It ain't quite the future, but it does the best it can. Microwave magic, oh yeah. Hear that final ding? Progress came to dinner in a beige plastic thing. We thought it was the future. Turns out it just made popcorn real fast. Microwave magic, oh yeah, microwave magic, oh yeah. He was a good dog, a real good dog, get pat. Had a Dachshund named Flipper, with ears that flipped just right. Little legs that kept on moving, morning, noon, and night. He loved to go out walking, didn't matter where we'd roam. Just a lap around the neighborhood, then back again toward home. Now as he got a little older, something changed in stride. He walked with deep conviction, like a purpose deep inside. Head held straight, eyes forward, didn't wander, didn't veer. Like he had a plan in motion and a schedule to adhere. Mine, step by step, he'd lead the way, didn't stop for loops. Just a steady little mission and a trail of walking poops. Oh, you learn real quick to watch your step, keep your eyes on where you go. 'Cause life gets real surprising when you're walking just below the line. Now it started to remind me of my granddad back in time. He had his own expressions, didn't always keep them quiet at long. Well, Flipper took that concept and improved it on the go. Didn't break his stride for nothing, just kept moving nice and slow. You had to stay alert out there, keep your focus tight, or you'd step into a moment you'd regret for half the night. Oh, but he never lost his rhythm, never missed a beat. Just a little walking legend on 4 determined feet. Oh, step by step, he'd lead the way, didn't stop for loops. Just a steady little mission and a trail of walking poops. Oh, funny how the little things are the ones that always stay. Not the steps you're taking, but the moments on the way. And when we made it back home, I'd carry him upstairs. Those little legs had done their job with quiet, steady care. He'd curl up for a nap then, like the day was fully done. Another walk behind him, another little victory won. Oh, step by step,
He showed the way, simple, true, and pure. Life don't need much more than that to feel a little sure. Yeah, those walks are still with me in ways I can't explain. Just a dog, a path, a memory I'd walk all over again. Oh, Lord. Yeah, you just had to watch your step